So today we're going to be making spaghetti squash. Now this vegetable, like butternut squash, like acorn squash, has a very thick skin or rind. More people get hurt cutting these things open, so you want to be really careful. What I recommend is take a butter knife and a hammer and just tap it along. You tap through about 1.5 inches. Takes a couple minutes. Tap along, you know. You have time if you're cooking. You go along that way. And once you're in there, using a sharp butter knife. Please don't use a butcher knife, a very sharp knife, because if it does come back on your skin, you know, you might have a little bit of cut, but with a bigger knife, you're in for it. You could end up in the hospital getting stitches. So, as you can see, it's very tough. So, we'll go around on this side. Get it in there, and I'm going to tap it down a little bit with the hammer. And it might seem ridiculous, but this is actually the safest way. You know, unless your husband wants to get his chainsaw out or his sawzall or something, but aside from that, the best way is this way. Okay. That's how thick you have to cut through. The densest part being right here. And also, when you're in the supermarket and you see little brown dots like that, don't think it's bad. Or like this. It's not bad. The fruit's maturing. The vegetable's maturing. Unless you can poke your finger through it and it feels very soft and rotten, then don't buy it. But other than that, it's great. So we're going to scoop out the center. We want to get rid of the seeds. Okay, just get down there. Now the seeds, you can either compost them, throw them away, or if you feed birds, let them dry out and feed them to the birds. Okay, so we're going to get as much of the seed as we can. And then what you're going to do is, I have a steamer. You can get these relatively cheap. You can buy it brand new, or you can go to a thrift store and get it for $3, $4. You're going to fill water to the fill line over here. And it's going to go for about 20 minutes. So you're going to steam it 20-25 minutes. If you steam it any less, you're going to have a crunchier spaghetti. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this that we cleaned out. It's beautiful. And we're going to put it upside down so that all the steam coming up goes directly into it and cooks it that way. You could do the other one also. You can lay them side by side like so. Takes longer. So we're just going to do one right now. So we're going to put the one that we cleaned out in there. Turn the steamer on for 20 minutes. Put the lid on. And I want you to remember something. Anytime you remove this lid, there will be hot steam coming out. So don't just go, oh, let me see. Because you can burn your hands with steam, or your arms and your wrists. When we're going to take this off, we're going to very carefully steam away from lift it up away from our face like this. This way all the steam escapes back there. Okay, you never go like this with your face over it. You could hurt yourself. So we'll lift it up very carefully, steam away, and then put it over here. Alright, so we're going to let that cook for about 20 minutes. Cut. Okay, we're back now. We're going to, squash is done. And I wanted to say real quick that you don't have to steam the squash. If you like, you can bake it in the oven for about an hour. You can cut it in half or not. You could poke some holes on the side that's going to be up in the oven. Poke some holes with a butter knife like I showed you. And you can cook it that way for about 45 minutes to an hour. That's another way that you don't even have to bother with cutting it. Then when you take it out of the oven, it'll be soft enough like butter that you can just cut right through it. So that's another option. Anyway, like I said, we're going to open the steamer away from our face. As you can see that steam coming up. It's very hot. That's the safest way to do it. Okay, this is going to be hot. You can either wait a few minutes, or you can grab some tongs, like this, lift it up and out, put it on a plate. And you can also, before you take it out, flip it over and test it. If it goes through easy, all around, it's done. If it doesn't, You can eat it that way if you like pasta al dente, because basically this is now pasta. You can make it soggier by leaving it cook another 20 minutes. It depends on how you like your spaghetti. Okay, so that's done. Alright, so now what you do is, this is now pasta. We're going to get a fork and scrape off spaghetti. This is fruit-based, or plant-based. See that? This is spaghetti. Okay, see it hanging down? It's just plant-based. It's very healthy. It's anti-inflammatory. Has a lot of potassium, magnesium, which is needed for your heart and your muscles and all of that. So we're going to scrape out our pasta. Okay, and as you're doing that, remember that it is hot. You just keep scraping. Say, well, when do I stop? You don't stop until you've scraped everything but the outside. So we're going to get all that out. This side too, go this way. Alright, now, because this is pasta, however you normally make your pasta, if you saute garlic, onions, green peppers, put some meatballs in it, sausage, mushrooms, however you normally do your pasta, this is your new pasta. It's healthier, it's very rich in fiber, only has about 4 grams of sugar per cup, and like I said, it's loaded with fiber, so it's really healthy. So instead of taking Metamucil, make one of these once a week if you're not doing keto, because it's not keto friendly, because there's no fat, and there's about 20 carbs per cup. Okay, so we've pretty much skinned the shell, as you can see. Put that over there. Now, like I said, this is pasta. That's it. It looks like pasta. It tastes like pasta. It's weird, but you won't get that lag that you get from traditional pasta. We'll put some on a plate. And there you are. This is pasta. I have some tomato sauce, feta cheese, and some Parmesan cheese. If you like it with butter, use some butter, saute some garlic in olive oil. There you go. That's your meal, and this is enough per person. This is enough for about 3 meals. But in my next video, I'm going to show you something pretty unique to do with the extra pasta. Let's say you've eaten and you're like, I'm tired of spaghetti. You know, I'm done. Don't throw away the extras. I'll show you a pretty neat thing you can do with it. A good way to also get your kids to eat it if they don't like butternut spaghetti squash. Okay, so my next video, I'll show you how to make a really interesting dessert out of this. Thank you. Bye-bye.